Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be filming a makeup look inspired by Nikkie Tutorials. I was just kind of going through Instagram and I scrolled upon a makeup look where she has this bronzy eye, but it also has like a gold and red liner, and I fully fell in love with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recreate that look. But of course with what I have and my makeup, and then kind of just my take on it, because it's obviously not going to look exactly like hers because she is literal perfection. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to recreate that look for you guys today, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. So let's get started. So because this makeup look does require glitter, I'm actually going to start with the eyes today, and then I'll move on to the rest of my face. As you guys can probably see, I already have like glitter all over my face, and that's because I was playing around with this look earlier. So for the eyes, we're going to go ahead and just prime with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. We're going to go ahead and put a couple of dots on that right on top of the lid. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the Tartelette in the Bloom palette. We're just going to go ahead and use this palette here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the shade Smarty Pants, and I'm going to go ahead and use that as my transition shade. I'm also going to be using the Morphe 25B palette. Now, these shades unfortunately don't have names on them, so I wouldn't be able to tell you the names of which ones I'm using, but I'll kind of just point them out. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab this shade right here. And I'm going to put that right on the crease as well. But I'm going to bring it down in the outer corners. Now I want this to be a very bronzy look, but I also want it to be like a halo effect, so I'm going to leave the middle of the eyelid open for another shade. I'm going to go ahead and grab this darker shade, which is going to be like a cooler brown. I'm going to go ahead and just blend that right in to the crease as well, and bringing it to the outer corners just to give it that deep effect. And then for the center of the lid, we're actually going to go in with this like very pretty like champagne-y pale pink. I'm going to go in with just this Luxie 211 brush, and I'm going to spray it with some Fix Plus. And then if it's not picking up as much pigment as I want to, then I'll go ahead and I'll try it with my finger. But we're going to go ahead and try it with the brush first and see how that works. We're going to concentrate that on the center of the lid, but we're also going to try to blend that out towards the outside of the eye as well, just because we want to make sure that we give it that like wet glossy look. Just going to Now, what we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a small piece of makeup remover wipe. Then, we're gonna go in with this, and we're gonna, from the corner of the eye, we're gonna wipe up. Same thing with the other. Wipe up. There we go. Just to kind of give yourself that like bit of a cleaner edge or cleaner line. It's not too dramatic or anything, it's just going to be a little bit cleaner just because since we're going to go in with that liner, we just want to make sure that we have that clean line. So now we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to start with the liner because since like I said there is going to be some glitter incorporated with the liner, it is going to have some fallout. So we want to make sure that we start with the liner, go ahead and get that part done. Once we're done with that, we're going to clean the bottom of the eyes and then we're going to go ahead and just, you know, get some shading under there so that the eye looks fully complete. So let's go ahead and start with the eyeliner. Now because I don't have a red eyeliner, I'm going to go in with a red liquid lipstick. One that I swear by is going to be the Kylie Cosmetics. It's in the shade Mary Jo K. And the reason why I chose this one is because I know for a fact that this one is going to dry rather than using one like, for example, my new Fenty Beauty one, which in my experience, it takes a little bit longer to dry as well as it kind of runs. So just to kind of prevent any of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to go with my Kylie Cosmetics Mary Jo K. And then for the gold pigment, which I just spilled a little bit of, oops, I'm going to go in with these MAC Cosmetics just gold pigment. And then we're going to go in with a shade from the Jaclyn Hill palette as well, just to go in over the red, just to give it a bit more of a shimmery and that little bit more of a coppery shade. So let's get started with the liner. I'm so scared to do this. I did it earlier and it was fine. Now I'm just like, ah. Okay, so I had to do my eyeliner off camera because I was getting frustrated. It wasn't coming out the way that I wanted it to, so I went ahead and I just did it off camera. But now I'm going to go in with the loose pigment here, and then I will go in with the coppery red shade just to go ahead and give it a little bit more life, as well as once you go ahead and you add those additional colors, it'll kind of clean up your lines a little bit. If you have the red eyeliner, it's going to come out extremely clean just because it has that felt tip that it needs to be able to like create those sharp edges. Unfortunately, because I don't have that and I only have like liquid lipsticks, I'm actually just using like brushes that have a very thin and very like, for example, that have like that sort of like tip or so, you know, that like flat head that kind of has like that, you know, edge. So I've been kind of going back and forth with a couple just to kind of see which one works the best, which is why I got a little bit frustrated and I had to finish it off camera. But now we're going to move in with the pigment, and then we're going to move in with the coppery red shadow to kind of give it, like I said, that vibrant color. And then we'll move on to the under of the eyes, and then we'll just finish off the face. So let's go ahead and get started. Moving on with the pigment here. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and just spray my brush with Fix Plus just to make sure that we just get that wet right there. I'm going to grab just a smaller mirror just to get closer. I'm just going to start placing that right in the corners. And if it starts falling down towards your cheeks or so, please don't panic or anything, because you're just going to clean that up and you're going to put some foundation over. Just grab some more. Just going to do it right there, just halfway. Just like that. Now for the next eye. Now we're just gonna wipe our face down a little bit because I've got glitter all over. What I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna grab the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. We're gonna grab this little coppery shade right here, and then we're just gonna put that right over the red. Okay, and then with the original colors that we had earlier, I'm just gonna go ahead and just blend that out. The bottom. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and just finish off the rest of the face, you know, just kind of speeding through that process just because, you know, I've done my face on camera before, so there's no need to go in specific detail, but I'm going to go ahead and just finish off the rest of the face, and then once I'm done, we'll go ahead and we're going to come back so that we can clean up the eye a little bit more, just to make sure that everything is good, and so we'll be right back. Okay, so I just went ahead and I just cleaned off my face a little bit more. So I cleaned just like the inner corners as well as my cheeks a little bit, just because I did have a lot of fallout, of course. So I went ahead and I just cleaned out my eyes and I cleaned up my face. So now we're gonna go ahead and move on with the face, of course. And I did my eyebrows off camera because eyebrows on camera for me is just terrifying. It's very hard. So I prefer to do them off camera. Actually, put a lot of that on there. So I just prefer to do it off camera for now. Perfect. I'm just blending in my Cover FX mattifying blot drops. And then with the face, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take it pretty normal, just my standard routine. So I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty foundation. Okay, now moving on, we're going to go in with the concealer, which of course I'm going to go in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. And then when you're going under the eyes, try not to bring it up, of course, so much into your eye because you have already added the eyeshadow, but you don't have to like worry too much because, I mean, for example, like that, we can always just go over it. I don't know about you guys, but my nose, in my opinion, is a little bit larger. So I have to like pull my nostrils a little bit in just to make sure that I get like the crevice right here. Because if not, you're gonna see lines. So you see, you want to get it as close to your eyeshadow as possible without actually touching the eye. But like I said, if you do, don't panic because you can just go over it. I'm just going to go ahead and set the face with the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm gonna like buff that into like the entire face, just to set the whole thing. Moving on to bronzer, I'm just gonna go in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer, one of my all-time favorites. Okay, and then we're just gonna go in with some blush. We're gonna go in with the Coralista in the Benefit palette, of course. Alright guys, now for highlight, I'm actually going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills and Nicole Guerrero palette. And I'm just going to go ahead and spray my face a little bit with Fix Plus. And then I'm going to go in with Glow Getter. And then just a tiniest amount of the Forever Lit. And the reason why I say the tiniest amount is because Forever Lit is this like pearly shade and it's beautiful, but because it's a pearly shade, it might come off too white. So just the tiniest bit, just because it may come out a little bit too like white on my skin tone, so I don't want to overdo it, of course. So we're just going to go ahead and just finish off the eyes very quickly, and then we're going to go in with lips, and then we are finished. So for the eyes, we're going to go ahead and just get like a fluffy flat brush right here, and then we're just going to grab like nude pearly shade, and that's just going to go right here. Just to make sure that you're giving your brow bone that color. So we're going to go in with mascara, and of course I'm taking my Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. Alright guys, so lashes are now complete, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put a little bit of this eyeliner on my waterline. And this is just the Lord & Berry eyeliner. And so since eyes are done, now we're just going to move on with the lips, and we're going to go in with the Mary Jo K from Kylie Cosmetics. Alright guys, and this is the finished look. I hope that you guys enjoyed. It was definitely not as easy as I thought it was going to be. Not thinking that it was actually going to be easy, to be 100% honest with you. I thought it was going to be harder. I thought it was going to be a challenge, and it definitely was. So I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys liked this video, and please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys!